How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 31 of TNT Stocks. Today's actual date is October 26th of 2025. The simulated date is July 1st of 2027. We've had some good movement in since the last episode, some not good movement since the last episode, but overall, I think everything did move mostly in the right direction. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the criteria and the disclaimer. All right, so criteria. We do one stock, or we do one video per week. We'll simulate 1 month. I will create videos when available at home, not while on traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 to the TNT Stocks account. All stocks bought in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. Stocks can be sold between episodes at certain prices per personal strategies. This month we bought 3 stocks at a price range of $5 to $100, capped at $230. So what that means, that's kind of new, something I needed to add in a previous video and learned as we were growing. Basically, what that means is the stocks that I was looking at were in a price range of $100, $5 to $100, but we bought for each one of those stocks we bought at most $230 worth of that company's shares. So that's why I say it's capped at $230. All right, so let us see what $100 per video will look like over time. All right, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at a personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stock you will purchase. All right, so let's go ahead and start jumping into our portfolio. As you see here, again, I got it split in two. The first half of our portfolio, because if it was all one slide, it would be condensed and it would be probably a little hard to see. So I switched it into 2 slides. So here's the first half. All right, so moving from the top to the bottom, you see AGL is still an eyesore in our portfolio, still at a negative $32. I did look from the last episode. Last time it closed at 96 cents. This time it closed at 97. So moved a little bit in the right direction, but definitely not enough for any significant change. METC, you see, is still our top money gainer. If you look right below it, though, you see some BTSG and XGN, they are closing in. And that's mainly because METC has been dropping over the past few weeks. We were at over $100 with METC. Now we're down to, if we sold it at closing on Friday, we would have $68.79. And let me just look at some of my other notes here, because I think, yeah, it's we're definitely going to make some money off of METC, but looking at some of my other notes here on my other screen, if it is getting close to where we are going to go ahead and sell this stock. I hope not. I hope that it just either kind of stabilizes out until my sell threshold catches up to it, or I hope it starts coming back up again. We'll just have to wait and see. But either way, we should be making a decent chunk of change off of it. And you see it's at 192%. So, I mean, is there anything we could really complain about this one here? Other than just the fact that it's coming down at a pretty rapid rate. So if y'all did buy some back in July when we did, I hope you guys did buy it. If you did cash in on it when it was at its peak at we were almost 300% above. I hope you guys did cash in on that one. Here in our portfolio, we didn't cash in at 300%, but not as of now. I don't think we're going to, but we'll just wait and see, and we'll continue to watch what it does. All right, moving on. So what did we sell? We did sell NFG. This company here, I was really disappointed in selling this one. One of my simulations has been holding on to it for quite a while. In my own personal portfolio, we've been holding on to it for quite a while. I think in my personal portfolio, we did make a few bucks off of it. Um, Here we did not. We lost $7.08. Um, but it's just one that where it's just kind of been hanging, hanging there and kind of flatlined for a while. And I was hoping that it was going to surge. It never did, and then it started coming down and finally hit a cut sling load point, and we let it go. And while it's negative $7 in the grand scheme of things, negative 4% is really not that bad of a hit. So it was just time to let it go, and yeah, so there it went at a negative $7. All right, moving on to our next slide. You see, we also sold HNRG. This is one we just bought a few weeks ago. I had high hopes for when we bought uh, stocks here. This was, we bought this, public math 10 times 2,200. So we bought kind of like what we just did this week, bought capped at $230, and it did go up a little bit, but then it started finally coming back down, and we had to go ahead and let it go at 12 shares at $19.74. Took an overall hit at $6.24. But again, I want to point out at the overall grand scheme of things, a negative 2.5% is not that's not bad, and of our overall portfolio, um, nothing to be too disappointed about. Um, yeah, so moving on, you'll see what we have purchased. GH, 3 shares at $72.15. This is one that I've been watching and has been doing pretty well. I hope we're not buying this when it's peaked out. I hope it does continue to move up. Um, we're going to put it to the test. DK, or I'm sorry, I do mention the names of these companies, not just their uh, symbol. So that was GH Guardian Health Incorporated, and then DK Delec U.S. Holdings Incorporated, 6 shares at $37.40, and EQT Corporation, $4 at $53.70. EQT, we have some on the previous slide. Um, we bought back, and looking at my notes here, bought back in August. It's gone up about 3.5%. So yeah, let's hope that it does keep moving in the right direction. Um, and you see here at the bottom, we have overall 121 shares in our portfolio. And here, as we'll see on the next slide, if we sold everything on Monday morning, 108, we would have gained $189.90. So while we did sell some at a loss again, you still see that our overall strength of our portfolio is doing very well. All right, so moving on to the next slide. Here it is again, our over under. And let me switch over here to our notes. Over under, if we sold everything, $190. And we jumped up by about $14. So that's pretty cool to see. And of course, this now makes a new record for our over under. So yeah, pretty cool to see. Glad to see this moving in the right direction. And again, I think this slide really illustrates our overall health of what our current portfolio does, what our current holdings are in our portfolio. But yeah, we still want to see this one keep moving up in the right direction. Here's the one that really disappointed at. You see here, we last episode we flatlined because we didn't sell anything, but now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 out of 8 months we've moved in the wrong direction. With my new strategy, I kind of expected it to have more sales that are in the negative than in the positive, but I did not expect for these to continuously move in the wrong direction. Um, but again, like you saw in our portfolio, we have some shares that are really poised to when they do sell to make some income and drive this back into the right direction. Um, just for appearance or presentation, I hope we sell some and move this back on the right side of the line. But on that's part of me that wants to see that for the presentation side, but uh, the moneymaker side of me wants to continue to see all of our shares continue to grow more and more and more, like that METC back up to 300% before we sell it. But yeah, so you just got to sell some things at some point in time and let them go, and then it affects this slide. All right, so moving on, our take home is still the same. You see this is pretty much flat line because again we haven't been really selling anything that's been making money. This time we didn't, those two shares or two companies we sold did not bring anything. We didn't have positives, so we didn't take anything home. We do sell something with a positive. We take home half of it, reinvest the other half of it. So yeah, no gain here on our take home. Overall invested, this is what we have. If you take all of our shares at their purchasing price, this is what we have here. It's come up to about $2,500. You see it's really kind of curved up. That's because we've been what we've had left over in our pot, we're really putting it in now, we're purchasing it now. So kind of catching up on some of the stuff that's been left over in the pot that didn't reach the cap. And yeah, so that's why this is kind of driving. This is always going to drive up in the northeast direction, but we really don't want to see it kind of take a curve like it is over the last few months. But kind of is what it is. It's got to catch up at some point in time. And then here's our overall total. This is what we have as in our portfolio altogether. Everything that's invested, everything that's kind of left over from our purchases. What we're looking at right here is right above $2,900, 2,932.68, and so yeah, this is always going to move in the northeast direction. We want it to kind of curve up, as you saw what it did here between the end of last year, November, January months, and then it kind of curved back down the other way. But as long as our portfolio kind of keeps moving in the right direction and those do grow, I think we'll start seeing this kind of start moving or start curving in the upward direction. And of course, our first combined slide, which I nickname our spaghetti slide, our over/under in blue, income in orange, take home in gray. You see that over/under is really taking off. Again, we want our income to move back in the right direction on the north side of the line, and then take home. We'd like to see that move up too after we sell some that stock, sell some companies that are having a positive. And then of course our combined two, blue and invested, orange and total. These two typically run parallel. You see where they kind of tapered off away from each other a little bit. Now they're kind of moving back to each other a little bit. We do want to see them taper off some, but in this case, over the last few months, they're moving back together. So that kind of is a little bit of the nature of the beast. All right, and then lastly, you see here is our overall portfolio. Hope it's not too condensed on your screen. I have a decent sized monitor, so I see it all pretty well. You see after removing the shares or the companies that we did sell, we have a total of 107 shares overall in our portfolio. And if we sold everything on Monday morning at opening, we would have an overall gain of $200. Let's hope that keeps there. I'd like to break that $200 mark in our over/under. That'd be really cool to see on the next episode. These past few weeks have been pretty well, going going pretty well for us. Let's hope this week in the market does. I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous about these three that we just purchased. We spent a lot of money here. I want to see them move in the right direction. Um, when you this is kind of another a big buy for us. We had a big buy uh, earlier in the month, and yeah, here's another big buy for us. Yeah, it was, I think looking at it was like, yeah, the October 10 we had some big buys there, and one of those we sold. The other two, not a whole lot of movement there. 6.16%, 3.47%. Um, so let's hope that these have some big moves this week. Again, market go in the wrong direction or it could go in the right direction. We don't know. All we can do is play the game, see what happens, make our best guesses at it, most educated guesses at it, and hope the outcome works in our favor. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you all got some useful information out of it. So with that being said, good stock hunting. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, rate, share, all of the above. And until the next video, take it easy.